Usually they've never seen it for residential, even though some other companies have provided it, but it's been hard to get. So I thought just by giving us confirmation that the homeowner has insurance, homeowner's insurance, that would suffice.
And I'd like to ask the attorney, this, because I am concerned as his personal injury attorney, so I'm very careful about this. We're putting something, a piece of paper, we have roots, we all know we have roots, it affects our sidewalks all the time. So the paper made, this granite, it's in the public right of way. Typically we have the liability of the applicant that will cover us. So like, so say you want to put a table in our public right of way, an outdoor table, you fill out a special privilege application, you show your certificate of insurance that you have insurance and that you'll cover that liability if anything happens in that table area. In this situation, we're putting something in the public right away. We're not signing any type of agreement or term sheet with an organization. They do not have liability insurance to cover this, but we're relying on the fact that the homeowner would have insurance without us actually getting a copy of that each time. And not extending it to our right of way. How does that work? How are we covered of putting something in the right of way?
Well, it's always going to depend on what you're putting in the right of way. Nathan printed off the village board packet of this meeting. He didn't print off this section. Apparently he didn't feel that we'd be getting any questions on this section. So I will try to answer your question without knowing at all what's in this particular special privilege permit application. As I understand it, we're basically going to, if this permit is granted, allow a square piece of granite or some sort of stone material to be placed into the front sidewalk of various residents, the one that's in between the paved street and the sidewalk, the public sidewalk. It's going to be flush with the existing pavement, so there will be no likelihood anyone's going to trip over it. If they're going to trip, they would trip over whatever exists now, but they wouldn't trip because of this. If anybody tripped on the numbers that are flush with that, I believe that the defense attorney would be able to establish that they couldn't trip over something that doesn't actually come out of the ground. However, having said that, I can't conceive of any liability that could arise that the village would be liable. This would be no different than if the village were to put a date which they allow the contractors to do in the sidewalks, and I don't know if they do it in Shorewood, they do it in Wauwatosa. They press the dates into the sidewalk. They're below the flood. They don't raise up, so they aren't going to cause anyone to trip. Now, if someone were to say that this particular surface is dangerous because in the wintertime it collects ice on it and slipperier than normal pavement, that possibly could be a problem. That's about the only liability that I could think of that could occur. Now, the general rule is that if you grant someone a special privilege, which is a privilege to put an object, structure, or use the public right-of-way, you're required to provide the village with insurance to protect the village against any liability because they're getting to use public property that the village owns. In this particular instance, without knowing all the details, I would say that the likelihood of this being considered an obstruction or use of the right-of-way that would in any way interfere with the public's right to use the right-of-way or in any way endanger the public when using the right-of-way is extremely, extremely limited or unlikely to occur. But I don't know anything about it. Go ahead.
I would like to just say that this is a paver. It is designed as a paver. In the monument business, you've seen the polished granite.
So that's not.
This is unpolished. And if you were to feel the surface like I am right now, this surface has friction. It has the friction of your concrete.
So it'd be comparable to.
It is. I mean, I let you
Sure.
tried
looks
to sell.
nicer than if you just had someone paint 1940 on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Can I explain my liability question, though? I'm sorry, I might not have made it. So, for instance, because you haven't looked at the packet, there's nothing that talks about maintenance of these. We don't have like an agreement to say if the roots of a tree, like our sidewalk, every once in a while, the roots will cause it to lift in the corners. So my question is, the answer that staff has provided, which is the homeowner's insurance. So if someone tripped over an edge that had popped up because of a root, which happens after winter in our, in our terraces a lot. That's why we replace our segments of sidewalk. So I don't think I'm worried about the installation. I think it's going to be, the liability of that's going to be flush. It's just over time. And then my question is, if someone does, because we've been told the homeowner's policy will cover that, will it?
I don't know, because I was the homeowner's insurance company, and I was presented with the claim that someone tripped on the public street. I would be inclined as the adjuster to say that, we're not covering it.
Yeah, I agree. So how do we formalize this? That was my only question why I pulled it, was I'm not trying to quantify the liability. We do it for a reason in the public way. It's, this isn't ours. We're not purchasing it and buying it and maintaining it, so.
From what limited information I have, there is a potential for some risk to the village to bear some risk if it approves this. I can't quantify it. It's probably extremely minimal, but there's a potential.
And how do we?
When my 8th grade teacher said, you can sink all the balls on a break on a pool table, I've never seen it happen, but he said it's possible.
So maybe you have a better, it's not in the packet of who maintains it, make sure that they're in proper order, over time.
well, I think that one, I'd like to speak just a little bit about the having installed one of these next to the concrete. Your concrete is much thicker than this is. As far as roots, so if the root's lifting, it's gonna lift the concrete before it gets to this guy, because this guy's not embedded. It's deep. It's 2 inches. Your concrete blocks are thicker. So, and we are instructing the contractors that when they pick the side of the carriage walk, there's 2 corners to pick from. We've told them, pick the corner away from your tree.
Sometimes you won't have carriage walks.
And we won't have carriage walks, and then we are telling our contractors to center the piece on the property, away from the tree.
Or it could go next to a driveway too.
It could go next to a driveway.
And who monitors the maintenance of it?
Well, I think that the homeowner's got if you're spending the money to put one of these things in, I think you're gonna keep, and you're doing it because you're showing some pride, I believe, in your house. You're going to be getting your weed whacker and trimming it out so that people can see the date. That's why you bought it. And so I think,
Can we enforce that? I mean, would we our inspectors, since it's our property, how do we formalize that? Like, if we went out, I know every homeowner weeds well, we all do, but
Okay.
sometimes our weeds overgrow, it just happens. The inspectors go out and they say, so if it was in repair and the homeowner didn't even notice, sometimes you don't even notice your sidewalks popping up a little bit. How does that get reported?
The enforcement inspector would not proactively look just for that. I mean, if he was looking at multiple things in the front of the home and he sees it's often, it's a trip hazard, he would include it. But if this is approved, I would recommend the next planning director make a policy that, because the inspector has guidelines for what he looks at, that would not be a standalone item.
Right, and but it's gonna fall on us, is
Well,
what
how
I'm
is
saying.
this different from someone not shoveling their sidewalk, though, as far from a liability standpoint? That's what the insurance agent brought up, that it's no different. And so I'm just posing that question. Sorry.
One of my concerns is when you sign for the special privilege, you're acknowledging when we have to come in for the sidewalk replacement and stuff, if they had put some other paver in, we'd just pull it out and then leave it, and then homeowner would be responsible. I don't know if you're planning some type of, at least an information sheet that the homeowner signs saying, I acknowledge this is, I bought this paver, it's in the public right of way, and the language about, when we have to come in and replace the water line or something, and who's gonna put, they're responsible for restoring it back.
I'd say whatever language, the village wants to have, provide it to us, and we'll give it to let's satisfy your concerns there, and when they buy this, they're gonna get the document that you wanna have.
Yeah, and you're gonna get their, it mentioned you're gonna get their, verify they have insurance? Is that-
May I interject there? Bob and I never spoke about that. That was my idea, knowing that this subject would come up, so I was proposing a solution. So I
Yeah,
was
because then
hoping
the
that
rest,
we discussed
yeah,
it.
that if you get a copy of it, at least somebody has the document that checked there was some insurance on the property.
That was my main question, is, I saw that in the memo too, and how do we formalize this? Do we have the homeowner, Mike's question about, if we need to replace the sidewalk or utility, it's just gonna get pulled up. I feel like there needs to be some sort of acknowledgement of the homeowner, they're liable for it, and they understand that we may have to, it's called a right of way, and all the things, the Historic Society understands it, but they're not the liable party, it's the resident. How do we
We could just cut and paste the part of the application that has all that language and just say name, address, signature. They would gather that when they take the orders, and then they could, in a clump, provide that, and they could either say, sign, this is my homeowner insurance policy number, or give a copy, and then they would just do that on an annual basis. I wouldn't want to piecemeal it to us either. That you
Might
just
want to
collect
email
it.
address
These
to
are just
you.
suggestions.
We will have the email thing, but we don't have staff that's gonna be checking insurance yearly.
Well, not yearly, I'm just saying when you collect everyone.
We're selling, and it's,
But it's in the public right of way.
selling, and it's, we aren't owning it.
They own it?
They own it.
They own it.
Yes, they own it.
But
They own it. The homeowner owns this. They buy it, and they own it.
And they're responsible for the care and maintenance and replacement of it. So we do the sidewalk program, we go through there, we mark the walks in front of this,
Right.
homeowner will be notified, pick it up, we'll get our walks replaced, when we get done, you come and reset it. It'll be their responsibility to maintain.
I guess that's what I'm just
Just like
looking for,
anything else.
acknowledgement, a little form that they sign, I'm ordering this,
Yeah.
I understand it's in the public right away.
And they're not liable if someone trips.
Just don't scare them too much.
No.
Yes.
So when you say cut and paste, are you talking about including, the normal special privilege permit has language about, you can place this there until we tell you you can't, and it's, and if we remove it, it'll be at no cost to the village, so, and if we damage it, that's, I think it's more likely that the village would get somebody, an owner of one of these, who said that the village damaged their plaque and wants the village to reimburse them for it, then someone's gonna trip and sue the village. But, I think if you could just get something in the order form that they acknowledge that they're gonna place this in the village right of way, and that if the village requires it to be removed or damages it, the village will not be liable, and they must maintain it. I don't know how you could possibly expect people to get a certificate of insurance that names the village as an insured to put one of these in. It's just not gonna happen. You might as well just forget about the whole program. Now, if that's what you wanna do, that's fine. But I don't see how you'll ever get people to get these certificates of insurance and then monitor it. It's quite a
Would it be possible to add to the motion that, motion to approve pending all department heads review the communications to the,
I was gonna speak to that point, if you don't mind. I think we need to bring this to a close. This is a relatively minor item. This is a goodwill gesture that's being made by one of the key institutions in our community, and it's something that adds value to our community far more than any possible unknown liability that might be out there. What I would suggest is you include in your motion a provision that the application form to purchase one of these from the Historical Society be reviewed and approved by the village prior to initiation of the program. The couple of things, the couple of disclaimers we need to have, we can easily put into the application form that they're going to publish. That's all we need to do. We don't need
It's
to
not really
issue.
an application form, it's an order form.
Well, the order form, that's fair enough. It's an order form.
Can we
And
get
all the disclaimers we can put in there. Why don't you let them, they can take care of it.
As long as we can get a copy if we want it at some point.
Certainly, certainly.
So
You
get
can
sued
see
or
it,
something.
it'll be in the
Have a copy
manager's
somewhere.
letter.
We'll trust the village staff.
Well, we're, the village.
It'll be in the
Yeah,
manager's letter.
Right. So as long as, if we do for any reason, you know, need to pull one up, then we would have access to one.
And
That's-
that